It was last Thursday when I went through my first glitch. If by now you haven't heard, a glitch is something that occurs that can't be explained by any other means of reason. Some believe it's a result of an imperfect simulation we're all simultaneously living through. I, however, can't even begin to comprehend what exactly a glitch is or why it occurs. After it happened, I took my concerns to Reddit to see if others experienced what I had. Most were pretty similar, all unique in their own way, and after days of research, I realized mine was by far the absolute worst. It all began when my girlfriend Tanya hit me up. She explained she was in a mood and she wanted to see if I had time for a quickie. I looked at the non-existent wristwatch on my wrist and I said I could possibly squeeze you into my schedule. She let out a sign of relief and then responded, "You'll be squeezing something, all right." I thought what I would be squeezing would be left to the imagination, but after a brief pause she further went on to elaborate. It was her ass. I said hella, hung up the phone and prepared my balls for the evening. Side note, I excessively sweat, so before any sexual encounter I make sure to wash my balls as best as possible to avoid an awkward situation. Anyways, I took a quick shower, put on clean underwear, and got into my car to go have sex with my girlfriend Tanya. I believe the moment I put my key in the ignition is when the glitch began. Almost immediately, things began to not make sense. I turned on my favorite radio station, and to my surprise, the radio DJ was none other than Bill Cosby. He was rambling about pudding pops, and what was even more shocking, he wasn't in prison. In fact, all the callers that called in loved him. I assumed it was some kind of joke, and I turned it off as I approached my girlfriend's house. She was waiting on the porch smoking a blunt with a man in a wheelchair. Who the fuck is that? I thought. As I approached the two, Tanya ran up to me and kissed me. "Hey babe, are you ready to have sexual relations?" "Yes," I said, annoyed. "But who the fuck is this?" I gave the crippled man a dirty look, which caused him to become confused. "Harold, you know me. It's Daryl, Tanya's brother who became crippled fighting off a rapist in prison. How could you forget me?" Alright, I thought. Something's definitely not right. I pretended I was joking and told him I was joking. He said good one, and then he wheeled off into the shadows. Is he gonna be alright? I don't think those woods are handicap accessible. He'll be fine, Tanya said. She then led me inside and right to her bedroom. She was extremely horny and pounced me as soon as we made our way to the bed. Usually Tanya was admittedly boring in bed. However, tonight she was absolutely wild. She let me do things I never thought possible. Things I wasn't even comfortable with. One being a pile driver onto the floor while she gave me a BJ. We were 45 minutes into the third hour when something happened. All around me, space and time began to ripple and rip through reality. Tanya's body and every object in the room became nothing more than ones and zeros. This occurred for roughly 15 seconds before everything returned to normal. Tanya was still on top of me, but she felt different. Her skin was loose, and her vagina the same. Her perfect ass cheeks felt like a wet, empty trash bag, and her long, silky hair was reminiscent to a black man in the 70s. Screw me, Tanya said. Screw me like you never screwed me before. Wanting to get her off of me as quick as possible, I gave her the pounding of a lifetime. She told me she was about to come, and desperate for an escape, I gave her all I could. She ejaculated everywhere. I pushed her now gross body off of me, put my clothes on, and tried to make my escape when she turned on the lights. I turned around to find my blind 70-year-old grandmother laying in bed. Before I could even gasp in horror, space and time began to ripple, and again everything became ones and zeros. After another 15 seconds, everything returned to normal, including Tanya, who looked equally horrified. "Tanya, what's the matter?" I said. She told me it was nothing, but I could tell she was lying. I assumed whoever my grandmother was having sex with had sex with her. But I would never find out, because the next day, Tanya killed herself. I've never spoken about this to anyone, which is why I'm posting this anonymously. But if anyone has a worse glitch that might make me feel better, please comment below. Anyways, I gotta go now. Bye.